Most people don't know how to brew light roast coffee correctly. When it comes to light roast coffee, some people absolutely love it as their preferred roast level, but then others find it too light or maybe even too sour. So to understand light roast, it actually helps to go back in time a little bit. Back in the 1970s and earlier, dark roasted coffee was basically the standard. And there are actually a couple of reasons for that. One, people genuinely loved that smoky, bold flavor. But two, and this is the part that I find really fascinating, the global coffee supply chain back then was kind of a mess. Quality was inconsistent, and roasting dark was an effective way to hide that. You could essentially burn away a lot of the defects and inconsistencies, and nobody was the wiser. But over time, better quality practices started falling into place. We saw more uniform ripeness at harvest and quality standards established at every point along the supply chain. Suddenly, roasters didn't need to hide behind a dark roast anymore. They could let the coffee speak for itself. I love thinking about roast level like a toaster. You start with bread, and the longer it toasts, the more it picks up the character of the toasting process rather than the bread itself. Light roast is kind of the same idea. It preserves the origin character of the coffee in a much more distinct way than medium or dark. You're tasting where that coffee came from. The trade-off is that light roast can sometimes have a bit less sweetness and higher acidity, but we'll get into that. When you stop the roasting process earlier, something really interesting is happening chemically. The sugars in the coffee are releasing the acidic compounds that they were bound to. So what you end up with is a coffee that's slightly sweet, but with a pretty pronounced acidic expression. It's bright, it's delicate, and tastes really different than what a lot of people picture when they think of coffee, which is exactly why light roast can sometimes catch people off guard. Light roasts tend to pull in the curious drinkers, people that have heard that coffee can naturally taste like a blueberry muffin, and thought, wait, is that actually real? Yes it is. There's no flavor added and no tricks. That's just what coffee can do when it is grown and roasted thoughtfully. Pour-over coffee drinkers especially love light roast because they drink clean and light and pleasant. That said, light roast definitely asks more of you as the brewer. Recipe and precision matter more here than with a dark roast. So if your light roast isn't tasting great, there are a few things you can look into. Before we get into that though, let's talk about what flavor profiles you can expect when drinking light roasted coffee. Light roasted coffee will feature vibrant acidity. You might pick up fruit-forward notes or bright flavors, but that will depend on the coffee you're drinking. I want to emphasize that acidity doesn't mean bad, it just means acidic. Think about things like pineapple or tomatoes, things that are incredibly acidic, but also incredibly delicious. Acid adds complexity and depth of flavor. Light roasts really let the coffee's natural personality shine through. And I'll come back to that toaster analogy with one important asterisk. You do definitely need to roast a coffee in order to brew with it. Green or under-roasted coffee typically has a hay-like taste to it, which is honestly not great. And once we're past that point of too green, the further you take a coffee into the roast process, the more you taste the impact of the roast itself. By roasting lightly, we get to experience the acidity and natural sweetness of the coffee. The character of the acidity is shaped by the coffee's variety, origin, and processing. As you roast darker, some of those acidic compounds will break down and become muted, while the fruit sugars will caramelize and deepen their sweetness. So what does good light roast actually taste like? Think fruit-forward acidity, blueberry, pineapple, cranberry, that's the good stuff. Bad acidity is something entirely different. Think underripe fruit, vinegar, or like puckeringly bracing. You'll know the difference, but it is important to differentiate. And just for fun, why are some light roasts called breakfast blends? Well, it's great coffee to have at breakfast. Green coffee beans, aka pre-roast beans, are really high in caffeine content. As you roast a little bit darker, some of that caffeine gets burned away. So those light roast breakfast blends have a little bit more kick to them. So why do so many people struggle to make light roast coffee taste good? Light roasted coffee beans are more dense, and that density makes them difficult to extract. And here's where it gets a little tricky. Acids are some of the easiest compounds to extract from coffee. So with a light roast, sometimes all you can pull out are those acids, without any of the sugars or plant fibers to balance them. And that can leave you with a really harsh experience. Coffee gets less dense as it's roasted more. And that lesser density makes it easier for water to do its job. With a light roast, you're working a little harder to get there. Under-extracted coffee, for me, with any coffee, is defined by a sharp, under-ripe character. Over-extracted light roast coffee, however, can go a couple different ways. One, it just tastes less vibrant. If the coffee was mellow to begin with, over-extracting it makes it taste just generic. The other way I've experienced over-extraction is a strong tannic profile. Overbrewed tea or the dregs of red wine, bitter but in a tart way. So is light roast coffee actually harder to brew, or is it just less forgiving? Ultimately, it's just less forgiving. With attention to detail, the steps are the same, and a great cup is absolutely still accessible. But when mistakes happen, a light roast becomes a lot less special. Let's talk about the big adjustments you usually need to make for light roast. In general, if you're looking for a more balanced extraction, a finer grind size and a higher brewing temperature is the go-to strategy. Now, there are circumstances where a barista might want to really feature the acidity of a light roasted coffee, but that goes into tricky territory and definitely needs to be done with intention. When it comes to grind size, brew time, and water temperature, the hotter you brew, the finer you grind, and the longer you brew, the more extraction is going to occur. We are aiming for balance and a desired flavor profile, not just extracting as much as you possibly can. But because light roasts are generally more difficult to extract, feel free to lean in to get more out of the coffee. Water temperature in particular is really important here. Water is acting as a solvent in the brewing process, and that solvent becomes more effective at higher temperatures. It dissolves more solids from the coffee more quickly. And with a lot of light roasts, our goal is to move through the extraction as efficiently as possible. And heat helps us do that. Ultimately, patience plays a major role in helping us dial in light roasts. These coffees can go from acidic to sublime to boring really quickly. Owning your brewing fundamentals is key when working with this kind of coffee. Surprisingly, there's a lot to talk about with light roasted coffee. Should we cover dark roasted coffee next?